Hi everyone, today we're creating funny faced mugs. We're going to start with a piece of clay that's already been wedged. You're going to need dowels, you're going to need a rolling pin, you're going to need a ruler, and you're going to need some basic clay tools. So let's get started. Now I'm using a template. This is how big I want my mug to be. So I'm going to roll it out long and skinny. And like I said before, we are using slab construction. And I'm just rolling it out between these dowels to get an even thickness all the way across the piece. I don't have enough room, so I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to keep rolling. Now this is a big piece of clay, which is good because that's what I need. And I'm just going to roll it out until it's nice and flat and as long as I want it. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to try it and see. Pretty close. Just going to rip off a piece right here, smoosh it in right here, rip off a piece right here and smoosh it in right there, and keep rolling. Okay, that looks just about right. So now I'm going to take my clay tool and I'm going to cut around that shape. I want to make as clean of a cut as I possibly can. So I'm going to sit this bit aside because I'm still going to be using this clay. I'm not done with it yet. I need to make a bottom and a handle, and I need to make a face. So now I have a nice slab, and I'm going to wrap it around. You can stand it up if you want to. I'm going to do a little bit of overlapping. Ooh, I've got some cracks, don't I? So I'm going to need to smooth these out. That looks better. Okay, so now I'm going to do some slipping and scoring. And I'm going to attach the two sides of my mug together. And I may have a little bit extra that I can cut off, and I may not. I'm not sure yet. Take a little bit of slip here. And squish the two parts together. Now, some people like to leave this edge here. They think it's interesting looking, so I'm going to leave that entirely up to you if you want to leave that edge. I'm going to smooth it out. And while I'm doing that, I can be smoothing out all of these unattractive cracks that showed up in my project. I don't want those. Those are ugly. So I'm going to keep smoothing until I have a good thickness all the way around. And I think I'm going to want this part right here because this lumpy, bumpy part would be absolutely perfect for a face. Okay, so now I've got it all smoothed out on the outside. I'm going to smooth the inside. I can use a tool or I can use my finger, either one. Both will work, either will work. I do want to come back and smooth that a little bit more later, but right now I want to move on to the bottom of the mug. So I have a good rounded shape going on to start my mug. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that clay that I already had. I'm going to roll it out again, doing the same thing that I did last time. I'm going to flatten it out between the two dowels. I'm going to turn it around because I want more of a rounded than an elongated shape. I'm going to find a spot where this actually fits, and I'm going to be cutting around it to make the bottom. So I'm going to take my clay tool again, and I'm just going to cut right around the bottom. I don't want to cut in too much, but I don't want to cut out too much either. I want a pretty good size there. There we go. Turn it around, clean that up a little bit. So now I have the beginnings of the bottom of the mug, but of course we have to slip it and score it. And so I'm going to rough up that bottom section. Remember, we can't be delicate when we're slipping and scoring. You need to really rough it up. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Gonna put some slip on it. So I've got some slip on this part of the mug, and I've got some slip on this part of the mug. And now once again, I'm going to push those two pieces together, kind of smooth them out. And I'm going to show you a trick for inside the mug to make sure that your mug is watertight. Because the last thing you want is to get home and then find out that your mug leaks and you won't be able to use it for anything except a paper clip holder or a pencil holder. So right now I'm smoothing around the outside. And I can take my tool and just go around the outside and smooth it all out nice and neat. Or neat-ish. It's not going to be perfect. This is going to take some time and some work. Remember, this is demonstration. It's going to go fairly quickly because I want you guys working and not sitting here watching this video the entire class period. So I'm smoothing that out. The bottom's on. Now, if you noticed, I have not done anything with the inside yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a coil because I want this bottom to be really watertight. And coils always work better on the table than on the mats. I don't want a really thick coil. I want a fairly thin coil. That's pretty good. Plenty long enough. So now I'm going to tear it off about where I think it needs to be. And I'm going to push it down around the inside edges of this mug. And if it breaks off, that's totally okay because you're going to be smushing it in anyway. It doesn't matter. So I'm smushing it in to the corners. See, it's not really pretty yet, but this is going to guarantee that your mug is watertight and it's not going to leak. And take that last little piece, push it down in here, and then I'm just going to smooth it out. And again, you can use your hands or you can use a clay tool. Either one works. I started manually and now I'm moving to a tool. There we go. So now my mug is not going to leak. And if I want to drink out of it or get somebody else to drink out of it, I can. Of course, you want to smooth it out, make it pretty, especially around the edge. Now this lip looks like it would be really rough to drink out of, so I'm just going to smooth it out a bit. At this point, I am going to let my mug sit for a few minutes while I work on the handle. Okay, I said I was going to let it sit. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to leave it alone. I just found a rough spot I had to take care of right away. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a handle for this mug. Now there are all kinds of different ways to make handles. But one really, really easy way of making a handle is to put it, I'm going to wedge it up a little bit more because I see some cracks in there already. I'm going to coil it a little bit. Not because I want a coil handle, but because I want it kind of long and skinny, although this works too. So I'm just going to put that between those two pieces. And I'm going to roll it out. Instant handle. You can smush it in a little bit and form it with those if you want to. Or you can make it more designery. It's up to you. Once again, I'm going to smooth it out and smooth out those cracks. And then I'm going to cut the top, cut the bottom. I want those rough edges off of it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, once it's leather hard that is I'm going to put the mug handle on the mug. I'm going to do it now because this is demo and you need to get to work, but you need to wait until it's leather hard. So I'm going to make a fancy handle. I'm going to make it look like this. So I've already got it curved. It needs to be smoothed with some water, but I'm going to slip it and score it. Now if you do this while it's too wet, it is going to fall off. It works much, much, much better if you wait until it's leather hard. So I'm just going to leave that for a few minutes. I'm going to walk away and I'm going to go get some more clay because I need to work on my face. Okay, I'm back. So the next thing I'm going to do while this is getting leather hard is I'm going to work on my face and I'm going to make some features for my face. So I don't really want them quite as thick as I made the mug and the handle. So I'm just going to roll them out kind of like that. And I think I will start by cutting a mouth. I'm just going to be silly with this. I'm just going to make a great big mouth. There's a lip. There's another lip. There's a top lip. And then I'm going to make a bottom lip. So I'll pull those out. And it'll need some eyes, of course. So I'm going to roll up some eyes. Roll up another eye. She's definitely going to need some eyebrows. I'm saying a she because of those lips. Definitely girly looking. So I'm going to make a coil for the eyebrow and kind of squash it out. And then I want another eyebrow that looks really similar to that. So while my mug is drying and becoming leather hard, I'm just kind of playing with the face and seeing what sort of features I want on there. Whether I want to give her a big nose or a little nose. Not sure yet. Let's see what kind of a nose can I make. Noses are fun. Noses are narrow up at the top. You just press your thumbs into it. They're wider at the bottom. And remember, this does not have to be a super realistic nose. It can be a fun, silly nose. So if it doesn't come out exactly right, it's okay. Have fun. Just make sure your construction is good and it stays on there. All right. So now I have the beginnings of a nose. Noses need nostrils. Otherwise, my mug person won't be able to breathe. So I have eyes, I have a nose, and I have a mouth that I'm going to be working on some more as we go along. That is almost leather hard already. So I'm going to get my slip. I'm going to slip it. I've already scored it. And now I'm going to stick my handle on. So really good squish right here. Really good squish right here. I think I made that too far down. I think I need to score a little bit further up. There we go. That looks better. And then I can just smooth that other part out. No biggie. Okay. Now I want to smooth all the way around that handle because I do not want that thing falling off. So I'm going to smooth out the score marks I already made. I don't want those. And I'm going to smooth all the way around my handle so that it does not fall off. Because once they fall off, it is tough to get them back on there. All right. So now I have a mug, have a handle on it. Still needs some smoothing, but that can just sit for a little while and dry, and then I can keep working on it. All right. So now I'm going to start putting the face on my mug. And I'm going to use slipping and scoring. But first, I'm going to poke a couple little holes here. I don't want to go all the way through it, but I want to poke a couple little holes here, just using my fingers. I'm going to slip and score. Do the same thing on the back of the eyeball. Do not forget to slip and score, because otherwise we're going to have a bunch of little marbles rolling around in the kiln. Okay. Slipping and pressing. Okay, so I have my eyeballs set into the piece. They don't feel like they're going anywhere. They feel pretty solid. So I'm happy with that. Next thing I'm going to do is put the eyebrows on. Why did I do that? Okay. Slipping and scoring the eyebrows, or the brow ridge. This girl's going to have it going on Neanderthal style. Look at those eyebrows. Okay. Oops, wrong brush. Slipping and scoring. A little more scoring here. I think it was too far down. All right. Ooh, I like that unibrow that's going on. I think I'm going to keep that. That's fun. Now, I want to smooth out around the eyebrows because there's nothing worse for a girl than her eyebrows falling off. My eyes started to fall out there, so I need to press those back in there and smooth around them. When you see mistakes, when you see problems, fix them. Okay, so I'm smoothing this down all the way around. Now, I'm going to put some hair in the eyebrows. Just making short lines to give her some serious eyebrows. Now I think she needs a little bit of a pupil here because she's looking really creepy. There we go. Okay. Next, I'm going to put the beautiful nose on her that I worked so terribly hard on. No, I didn't. Don't believe that. It's just a little squeezing. Okay. So now I've got it slipped, got it scored. Slip, score, and smooth. Your 3 S's. Oh, she has got a schnoz. Now, if you want to make her look all pretty, you can make her look all pretty. Or if you want to go silly with her, you can do that too. It's up to you. I'm not going to do pretty. I'm going to do completely goofy. All right, so now we have a nice big old nose on her. I'm just going to kind of smooth from the inside and press because that nose may have some issues. One thing I am going to do with this nose, because it's so thick, is I'm just going to make a little cut here. I'm going to hollow a little bit of it out. Smooth it back over. And then, so that we have some air circulation, I'm just going to continue with the nostrils because those are supposed to be there anyway. But then that way, her nose won't fall off in the kiln, which would look really, ew. All right. So the last thing we need to put on this lovely girl is her mouth. So I'm going to start slipping and scoring the mouth on. Make a great mustache. If you want to put a mustache on your person, that's an easy way of doing it. That is almost too thick. So I am going to take my cutting tool and I'm going to cut those lips right in half because that is just way too thick. Her mouth's going to fall off in the kiln. All right, slipping, or scoring rather. Slipping, and put her top lip on. Gonna reach inside again. And clean out that little clump of clay that formed right there. And then her bottom lip is also just way too big, so I need to cut that down a little bit. Okay, a whole lot. serious whole lot. And I'm going to cut this in half too because that's also too thick. And I don't want her mouth falling off. Okay, there we go. That works. So once again, slip and score. Slip and score. Oh, she's beautiful. Just love it. All right. So once you get your facial features on, then you can start messing around and doing all different designs and stuff. Wait till it's leather hard to do any serious carving because otherwise it just will kind of fall to pieces. If you have any questions, come see me. But otherwise, this is what we're doing today.